G'day traders, it's 1 minute mindset reset. You know I'm never a minute, so today we're talking about how to blow up your trading account. So I think this is a really important topic today because a trader messaged and said he lost everything today, he blew up his account, and obviously I don't know what happened, but he had a bad day or she had a bad day. Now I consider myself to be an expert in the topic area of blowing up trading accounts because, as I've talked about in the past, I blew up several small accounts and a couple of mid-sized accounts purely from going on, sizing up and trading bigger and bigger and bigger and going on big runs and then blowing everything up. Typically I would do this on a Friday night. I would make a ton of money over the course of a few months and take an account from a peanut to a very large sizable amount, and I would blow it all on a Friday night. Just from getting into a bad, impulsive, irrational trade, over leveraging, averaging into a loser, trying to scale up and get that back, to get back to the get even mark, the break even level, the hope mode trade, the anger trade, the revenge mode trade, whatever you want to call it. I've been there and I've done that. So let's go back and talk about the playbook. Everything in the playbook is designed to create the process that's duplicatable. So if you go back and I talk about the daily routine, everything that I did in over time was deconstructing things backwards in terms of how I would be able to process information day to day that was simple, reproducible, that would not take a lot of time, that was profiled around scalable trade setups, ones that were going to make money, not about me trying to figure out to sell or to buy today to get some pips and keep trading and all that sort of stuff, which is why I constantly repeat that, because I think it's ludicrous. I see this garbage out there that has nothing to do with, real trading, real-time trading, real life trading, where you can actually be consistently profitable with very little stress, very little emotion, and it's rinse and repeat in terms of the process, the routine, managing yourself. Because once the penny drops in terms of what you actually understand that you're doing, then you realize why you don't need to be at the screen going and looking at different times to catch moves and get other trades, because you're trading scalable, reproducible setups. You're not trying to scalp this and scalp that and get 10 pips here and 10 pips there and 5 handles here and all that crap. It's like, what setup do I have today? What day is it? Number one, there's a day count. There's templates every week. And if I can't see the template, why do I want to try and trade that? So again, I talked about this yesterday. Some people like to trade their favorite instrument because they have this emotional, attachment to this instrument. And it's so good to me. Well, perfect. If it makes you money every single day, great, or every week, whatever that is. But the setups are the same. If people are involved in trading that market, grasp this concept. If there's people in the market that you're trading, every market's the same, guaranteed. 3 people say, does it work in shares? Does it work in crypto? If people are trading those markets, it's the same. What do I talk to people about with crypto? Get rid of Saturday and Sunday. Don't pay attention to it. I don't care what happened on the weekend, Monday to Friday. What time do you trade? US session, London session? So one of the things that I don't do is I don't look at indexes, oil, during the London and Asia window. I know they move, but I also understand that there's manufacturing, of markets during the day to attract traders into the market. There's not a lot of volume there during certain times in certain markets in certain sessions. So when I was in Perth, Asia, London, New York were all accessible. How did I learn these things? Because I traded Asia, London, and New York. And I made a lot of mistakes. Over 20 years, I have made every single mistake possible. I have, and you can, one little window, if you open the crack a little bit, that little crack can turn into blowing up your trading account. You're overconfident. You start to think that you know the market impulsively, or I hear people make comments all the time like, "Oh, I know that move, and I know this move, and I know that, and it's going here and it's going there." You'll never hear me predict. I'm not that smart. I'm not smart enough to know where the markets are going, and I don't even care where they're going. Like, I get that email all the time, what's your bias for next week? I don't have a bias. I come to the screen and I'm looking through the instruments. I'm looking at gold, I'm looking at oil, I'm looking at the DJ30. I'll glance at the NASDAQ. I'll glance at the S&P, because those markets are going to move in the US session, guaranteed. Then I run through the currencies and I look at the template, day 1, day 2, day 3. And if it's day 1, if it's an opening range, is it a day 1 runner? Did we see an explosive move in London? Is there something 3 sessions or three days from Friday, or from Thursday, Friday, Monday? What was the high or low of the week? Which day? Is there an instrument in particular, maybe the Japanese yen? I'll run through the yen crosses really quick just to see if euro yen, pound yen are set up better than the Aussie or the Japanese yen. Or as we get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is there a first red day or a first green day opportunity in Asia on an Asian trade? Because they'll get parabolics Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, usually once a week, for an easy 25 to 50 pip parabolic move. Gold's the same when it's backside. So other than that, I stick to what I know is 90-10 for me. So the trade that we saw in gold this morning is the same thing that's over and over and over again. First hour, red news, puts in a high. I specifically said after that, peak formation high, peak formation low, second hour, 9:30 New York Open. And I'm saying 9:30 New York Open for a reason. When New York opens, 9:30, the high of the day is locked in. Guess where they're going to go? If the setup is there, which it was. They already locked in the high of the day. Watch that video again. So my point is this. When you're going to the screen and you're not focused, you got 10 charts up and you're looking for what's moving and you're running through the charts and you're on the chat room, you're checking your Facebook, you're going to your whatever room you're in, your signal room, and you're going to your Instagram, checking that, you're reading through some other stuff, and then you're checking your charts, and your shark fin's giving you a signal, and I don't know, what is that? That to me is a recipe for disaster. And again, I'm not talking about, hey, I got some pips today, or you guys are chatting and bantering and all that stuff, but I'm talking about the guys who want to make 6 and 7, maybe 8 figures a year. The setups that can be traded with size. When that penny drops, that's when you step back. We've talked about this already with the parabolic setups. Free cash Wednesday, free cash Friday. It's not even Wednesday yet. We've had free cash Monday, free cash Tuesday. So if you are not emotionally orientated, if you do not understand the setups that you're trading, even if you just pick one, if you don't want to trade gold, oil, or indexes, that is perfectly fine, because the currencies by themselves take 6 majors, maybe 4 majors, and 6 cross rates. I guarantee you will get 1 to 2 90-10 high probability 3-day parabolic setups every single week that are scalable in size. Guaranteed, without a doubt. Not as volatile, but explosive. Pound New Zealand, Aussie yen, Japanese yen, pound yen, euro, pound. You might only get a euro parabolic 3-day setup twice a month. But who cares? Like the one trader said to me, he understands now why I have a basket. I don't care what it is. I'm looking for the setups. If I trade a currency, I'm not expecting the same volatility that I'm going to get on gold, oil, or the indexes. You need to be prepared. You need to be organized. You need to be emotionally orientated. You need to understand your setups. And you need to be in control of yourself and your emotions. Not get elated, not get depressed, not get banged up. Don't average into a loser. Don't get back to get revenge mark, the get even mark, the high water mark. All of those things. Those are the things that will lead to blowing up your trading account. The reason why I'm emphasizing all of these little things is because it's the little things that will bulletproof you for success. It's the little things about your routine. It's the little things about how you think, about how you talk to yourself, about what you believe, about what your understandings are of the different setups. Those are the things that you will build momentum on. Those are the things that you will forge your mastery around. If you're going there each day and just like, okay, today I'm going to, I'm ready. You need to step back and relax. The trades that I took today were based purely on time, the time of day. Purely on time of day, after price had done its thing. The news, first hour put in the high of day. That we had the news candle on the indexes. They coiled. They're all coiled to go parabolic vertically after the news. There's 10, 12 minutes on the DJ30. I forget what the S&P was, but there's lots of time when you're prepared. And again, it's narrowing things down so that you're really focused, having 1 or 2 or 3 charts and just watching, okay, that's doing exactly what I expected it to do. You've got lots of time, but you have to be stepping back, and understand, again, the big picture, the template. When you are not prepared and when you don't have that confidence and trust in yourself, to act in your own best interests, to behave accordingly, to understand the setups that you're trading, to be in control of your thoughts, your emotions, your impulses, all of those things, you're potentially entering into the zone where you can go into tilt. And I talked about this. You need to recognize when those triggers might be presenting. Have things that will break the pattern. Get up, go for a walk, go for a run. I used to, leave and go work out and do different things because I could tell that I wasn't in the right headspace. But if you don't do those things, you are potentially going to run in that cycle of build some winners, self-sabotage, build some winners, self-sabotage. And the cycle repeats, and you'll be convinced that it can't be done. But the only enemy to trading success, once you have edge and you understand that, and you understand your edge, and you know how to trade it, and you've developed the skills, the ability to execute in live time, the confidence to take profits out, the confidence to manage your risk, or the confidence to when to size in, all of those things are there. But if you don't have control of yourself, or you don't have control of your emotional state, or the awareness of what you're actually doing, at some point you'll go back and into that zone of where you can go into tilt, and it only takes one episode of that to wipe out all of your good results. And Peter Brandt talks about this all the time. He says you're only one trade away from blowing yourself up. And I wholeheartedly understand that. I believe that without the shadow of a doubt. And I know that many of you have experienced the same thing. So again, preparation has to become unconscious confidence, and that's on a mental level. Your process, your day-to-day duplication of, number 1, filtering instruments. Number 2, narrowing down the basket to 1 or 2 high possibility instruments, and what type of setups they are. Is this going to be a scalp? Is this going to be a 3-session parabolic? Is this going to be something I should hold on to? Does this have the potential to continue to go on a range expansion? Should I leave a trailer in? Should I size into this? Why isn't this behaving the way that it should? I'm not going to sit around to find out. I'm going to cut the trade. So that comes with experience. But, again, reinforcing what my objectives have been from day one, and that was to build setups that were scalable in size, not to get directions right, not to, get pips. I want to make money. I want to make as much money as I can when I'm at the screen. And I want to keep scaling that up and focus on those, and know when I'm scalping and know when I'm scaling for size. That comes with experience. And we've talked about this. 3-day parabolics. Okay, 3-session parabolics. 3-day parabolics at the end of a week. High of week, low of week opportunity. Range expansions. Everybody's following me long enough. They know why I love gold. I love it and I hate it. I hate it because it kicked my ass for a long time. But I love it because it pays big time. It pays big time and it moves. Oil, indexes. I've said this. I like to hunt out the bigger template setup for those instruments, because when they do go, those are high of week, low of week opportunities. Okay, even if it just goes for one, it could be a short squeeze. It might go 150 pips in half an hour, 15 minutes in some cases. Same with the Free Cash Wednesday, Free Cash Fridays. Parabolic trend trades, parabolic reversal trades. Okay, instead of trying to trade garbage and catch this move and catch that move, and okay, I missed a trade today, I need to trade in the gap time, I need to be at the screen all day, like some guy, people sitting at the screen for 5 and 6 hours and saying, I got my trade today. That's crazy. You better get paid big time for that much screen time. Seriously. And if it's not scalable, or if you're not scaling that up, that's a lot of screen time. You might as well keep your day job. That's almost a full day's work. So that's my attitude. I know some people don't like my attitude. They don't like my approach to the markets. But I'm looking to make as much money as I can, not to sit at the screen all day. And that's what is really important. I think once you get yourself sorted, and you're understanding the edge, you're developing the skills, you're carving it out, and just being patient, you'll be amazed at how fast that can grow. And then the next most important thing is not to deviate from the plan. Don't deviate from the plan, because that's when you can go off into this direction that can blow up an account. And it can happen super fast. Because if you get caught on counter trending a day 3, write this down. If you get caught counter trending a day 3 that's going to go on a range expansion, and you're averaging in because you've gone into tilt, and you're going to, like, I know traders that keep wiring money into their accounts to cover the margin and keep trying to get back to break even so they can get out, and it blows up because it goes on a massive explosive rip. And it can happen in any market, as long as there's people trading it. So critical, be prepared every single day, not only with your process and your routine, your instrument filtration in terms of getting the best instruments, but yourself, your headspace. If your workspace or your home environment or your trading environment is not conducive or healthy, if you recognize that you're not in the right state of mind because of some circumstances, maybe in your environment or in a relationship or in your financial situation or in your job or whatever those things are, you have to have some mechanism to clear your mind. I talked about this in one of the previous videos, the Navy SEAL routine for working under high stress environments, box breathing, meditation, visualization, self-talk, all those things, because that's what will bring you back and calm you down. Breathing is the most important thing right off the bat. That can help take you out of a fight-flight state of nervous system activity and bring you back down into a state of calm, state of focus, because you can't think properly when you're in fight-flight. And that's what happens when traders go into tilt. They go into fight-flight. They're in the sympathetic nervous system. They're irrational. They're impulsive. Elevated heart rate, elevated breathing. Adrenaline levels are high, all those things. So important. If you're in this path to constant progress, all of these things are critical to your success over the longer term. Keep it simple, traders. Stay focused. Fantastic Free Cash Tuesday. And you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Day 3, Free Cash Wednesday. Have a great day, and may the markets go with you.